start by telling us where the team is, and then we can open up for questions for you.
Yeah. Hey, how's everybody doing? Appreciate you guys being on. Just out at the course here, getting it ready to rock and roll for Friday. So trying to get everything done before the rain hits here. So we're rushing around like crazy to make that happen. We're excited about this weekend. Obviously, it's a great honor to host the SEC championships here in Columbia and to showcase this amazing facility. And it is going to be looking fantastic with all the SEC signage, and the tent city is up, and the logos are down on the ground, and the grass is getting cut, and it's a pretty exciting time. And I think on both our men's and women's side, we're in for a battle. There's a couple really good teams on both sides. We've got 3 ranked teams on both sides, men and women, that we're going to be battling, and it's going to be really, really tight in the area that we're going to be. We're going to be somewhere in the 3rd through 8th position, and that sounds like a big number, a big wide margin, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of points separating those places on both sides. I think on paper, if our men take care of business and get in there and do what we can do, I think we're certainly capable of being, in the top 5. And, we want to put ourselves in position to knock off one of those top 3 teams if they give us a chance. And that's certainly a goal of ours. I think our men look great. We've had a great couple weeks of training coming back from Wisconsin, and they've rebounded well. And I think we put ourselves in a good spot to have a great race on our home course on Friday. Women, the same deal. We've gotten a couple women kind of a little bit healthier than they were a couple weeks ago. And Sarah's doing amazing. Izzy and Jenna are ready to roll. Riley Revord is back and better than ever. So we're excited about, where she's at. And Michaela Reed is feeling a little bit better too. Her shins were banged up a couple weeks ago, and I think she's ready to go. And then it's going to be a matter of, who ends up being our 5th. McKenna Revord looks good. Allison Newman looks good. And certainly Riley is a big swing person. If she can get back to where she was earlier in the season, that could swing us a couple places for sure. And any one of our women could do that. I think it's going to be, probably within 20 points that a group of 4 or 5 teams could all be within 20 points. And that's not a very big difference in our world. So we're going to be ready for a battle, and we're going to be, banging hard from start to finish, and we'll have a good game plan, and we'll, our plan will be to finish really strong over those last 2K. We know the course better than anybody. We train out here. Those last couple K are pretty challenging, and I think we'll be ready to handle them better than anybody. And now we just, it's up to us to use it to our advantage, and hopefully we can end up on the front end of that clump of teams and see where we end up. But certainly 2 top 5 finishes would be a great deal for us this weekend. And that's certainly our goal.
All right, we'll open it up. If you want to just use the raised hand, Ben, you can go first.
What's up, Ben?
Hey, Mark. Kind of give us an idea of what this can mean for the program as a showcase event, given how great the course is, and to be able to host something like this.
Yeah, it's going to be a great opportunity for us this is the first time we'll get to showcase it on national TV. So, the whole world will get a chance to see how great this course is. And, we've had a lot of good publicity up until now, a lot of good coverage, but this is our first opportunity for national TV. So, and to get the rest of the SEC out here, we've had a good portion of the SEC out here competing, and the reviews have been fantastic. But, the SEC schools are some of the most respected programs in track and field and cross country in the country. And, to get the rest of the SEC, if they have a good experience and like what they see out here, I think, it's only going to help us with word of mouth. We've had, Coach Harder at Arkansas has just been raving about our course to everybody. So many coaches have. Coach McCraven at Texas A&M. So we've had a lot of good support, and we're really excited about that. It can only help our recruiting efforts moving forward. And And certainly not to mention that it's a huge source of pride for our team, and they want to come out here and compete really hard and represent Mizzou on our home course. So.
Natalie, you can go.
Coach, maybe take me through the last couple weeks here. Obviously had some time. You kind of touched on to get healthy, get guys where you want them. But both teams, maybe what's your message been to them to kind of get them to maybe that place you want them to be heading into championships?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, when you have a kind of a subpar performance 2 weeks out from the conference meet, it's really important to focus on the positives and focus on the things that have gone well. And we have had some amazing training blocks on both sides. Both our men's and women's teams have done some phenomenal work. Workout after workout, we're stacking workouts on top of each other, and we really, want to focus on those things to be ready to roll this weekend. And that's what we did. We just went right back to work. We left that 2 weeks ago performance there, and we just got right back to work. And the teams handled themselves really well. I was really proud of how they, how they came back and worked out and had a good long run on that Sunday. And then Tuesday, Friday of last week were probably two of the best workouts we've had all year. And our little tune-up workout yesterday was fantastic. So I think we're in a good place right now. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to, respond to being on our home course, and the conditions I think will be interesting. The weather conditions will play a role, and I think that can only help us. Anytime you have adverse conditions, it equals the playing field a little bit, and and I think that will go into our favor. If we handle it the right way and approach it the right way, I think it's only going to help us.
Joel.
All right, Coach. And this is going to be the first time that everybody in the SEC is going to be running on this course. And of course, with the Midwest Regionals being held here next year, talk about how you think getting on national television for the first time, talk about how showing the world about Gans Creek, how important it'll be for Mizzou cross country heading forward.
Yeah, I think it's really important. As we get into this cycle of hosting regionals next year, and then NCAA meet in 2025. Sorry, they're pounding some stuff here pretty close to me. And getting the word out to the rest of the country, the rest of the world about what this course has to offer, what the city of Columbia has to offer. I think it's going to be a really big deal. And as people see that you're gaining host sites, like, they want to know about the course. And not only does it help us from a recruiting standpoint, but it will help us from a standpoint of, hosting meets in the next couple of years. Like our regular season meets, I think will go crazy. That October 1st weekend meet, the Gans Creek Classic, I think will really start attracting some high level teams and hopefully becomes the premier meet in the country that weekend. That's kind of the goal of that weekend. And, so those kind of things are the benefits. Recruits are going to be watching this meet, and, that's why it's important that we run well, but it's also, a great benefit that they're going to see the facility and what they would have an opportunity to come to Mizzou and train on and race on in their home course. So I can't put a price tag on it. I think it's going to be invaluable for us moving forward, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, before you ask a question, we can open up to student athletes as well.
Yeah, my question was actually for Sarah. You've had a pretty consistent, obviously, season so far, leading the woman in this, through this season. Take me through your season as a whole, maybe the past 2 weeks, what you've been focusing on, going into SEC championships.
So compared to last year, I haven't had like as smooth a run-in as I would have liked, but I feel like I'm getting stronger every week. The race at Wisconsin didn't go as well as I liked, but I think some ways just get the bad one out of the way. That was always going to be like chucking myself in the deep end. So I feel like this year I've had to be patient. I came back like not as in shape as I would have liked with some illness over the summer. So yeah, just like staying focused and like not being put off by like kind of the slower kind of journey to fitness this year. So the last few weeks have definitely feel like it's coming together, and I'm just excited to actually be able to really go out there and race this weekend and see where I'm at.
Do you feel like all the girls on the women's side, do you feel like they're doing a good job of maybe putting that last race behind them and just really focusing on what's ahead?
Yeah, definitely. I think like our workouts last week definitely showed that. We just kind of got on with it, and I think we all know we're way better than what we put out in Wisconsin, and it's just kind of putting it all together on the day. We're a young team, and with like the COVID year as well, that some of the people on the team we just haven't had that many races with the amount of races we got last year. So I think, yeah, I'm excited to see us. We know the course really well. Everyone's been training really well. I think as a team, we're a lot stronger than last year. So yeah, I think we put that behind us. Everyone was quick to kind of move on, and hopefully this weekend will really show how strong we are.
Joel.
All right. My question is going to be for Marquette. Marquette, you started off the season with 3 straight top 10 finishes. We kind of digressed last week, but after a performance like that, what's your mindset heading into the SEC championships this week?
Well, of course, like Sarah was saying, the team across the board is like a lot better than we performed and stuff. But after like a performance like that, I like to kind of just have almost like a short-term memory, almost pretend like it didn't happen, but also use it as a learning experience to realize like, all right, well, feeling that way isn't very fun. So let's fall on the other side of that and be very happy after like the conference meet.
Natalie.
Marquette, also for you, we heard Coach talk about it a little bit, but talk about, the advantages of racing on your home course and maybe the preparation that goes with that.
Yeah. Well, running on the home course, it's awesome. Like one of the big things that I think it helps with is within like a workout, you kind of start to figure out where you're like, all right, usually I feel a little worse on this K or that K. Like for me, it would be one of the Ks in like the back 3K loop it's always, I feel a little more difficult or like a more effort that I have to put in. But then you realize over time, like if you just continue to run through that you kind of get more recovery throughout the race. And so once you're actually in like the conference meet or something, whereas not as many people have had that experience, you'll realize where you'll start to feel a little worse and you can just push through it. And then further in the race, you know that you have like a second wind essentially.
Sarah, same question for you. What's your excitement level to race at home here?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think, part of the reason I came back this extra year was to race SECs on the home course. And like Marquette was saying, like we've definitely figured out just from doing so many workouts there, like where the hard Ks are, where the Ks are, where you can just kind of relax and let it carry you. So I think that's definitely an advantage. And then just in general, like I love racing at Gans Creek, like having the home support. Like the atmosphere is crazy, and like I've got so many good memories of racing on Gans Creek. So to kind of be one of my last cross country races for Mizzou to be out there it's exciting.
Well, as one of your last races, what would it mean for you to have this team bounce back from, what was 2 weeks ago and, maybe finish where you guys think you should?
Yeah, it would be a great end to what's been like the most incredible time. One of the main reasons I've enjoyed it is just the people I've been around and the great atmosphere we have at training every week. So to be able to perform well as a team it's kind of team aspect of cross country is one of the reasons I love it so much. So it would be a great end to just have success and have everyone in high spirits, just enjoy racing out there as well.
Joel.
All right. I'm going to throw this question to Jenna this time. Jenna, you've consistently been in the top 5 for the women. Talk about being one of the younger people on the team and still being a huge force in the top 5.
Yeah, Sarah's definitely the established front runner on our team, but 2 through 5, 6, 7, that changes like every race for us. So yeah, like I don't feel very young. I feel like I've been here a very long time, but yeah, with like COVID eligibility, I guess I'm only a sophomore, but yeah, it's just cross country is a team sport, and I really feel that with this team, because I feel like in high school, I was always just out running by myself, like in races and in practice. But it's so nice to have like that 2 through 6, 7 group in a race and in practice, and in a race, knowing that there's someone from my team ahead of me to go find and work with is just so exciting. And I still haven't gotten used to that feeling in college, and it really just brings a whole new meaning to cross country in college.
Yeah, I know Coach Burns has talked a lot about making sure that the group is together. So talk about how important it is to make sure, those 2 through 5, or however many of you guys are together, how important it is to just run as a pack.
Yeah, I mean, that's what that SECs will make or break our team doing well. I mean, Sarah's just going to go out in the front. We all know that. But past that, it's just about finding teammates in the race and keeping that gap from Sarah to us, and then from 2 to 5 as small as we can possibly make it. And yeah, it also just makes the race like more manageable. Is if you can see your teammate, or if you're running with your teammate, it's much easier to get through, some tough racing.
All right, I'm gonna. Oh, Athlete, you can go ahead.
No, you can finish up. It's all good.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this over to the guys in the group, Marquette and Martine. Now, unlike the girl group, you guys, most of your team is very packed together. Like the one has changed quite a bit. I mean, Marquette, you've consistently been up in the top 10, but there have been races where William has been the top, and I believe I forgot who was the top for Nuttycombe. Was it you, Martine, or? Oh no, it was Mitchell Small. My bad. Gotcha. But anyway, most of you guys are still compact together. So talk about the importance for racing together on the guy side.
Marquette, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. I think racing as a team, it helps so much. Over the years that I've been running for the team, it's been on and off, but one of the people that I've always ran with has been Martine since not my first season, but my first real season. First season where I actually was competing to a decent level. And since that year, anytime that I'm running with Martine or another Mizzou athlete, I think it helps a lot being able to have the guys just have essentially like interchangeable parts. Like none of us really care who ends up on the top end of the team. We really just care about like pulling each other along and making sure that we all can get our like spread good and make sure that we all run to the best of our ability on that day.
Yeah. I'm kind of on the same page as Marquette. I think running as a team is very important. I think if we should stay together to survive. It's like a quote from like a movie, Sparta, and Maximus. He's like in the arena. He says like, "We stay together and we'll survive." So that's what we'll try to do. We'll try to stay together as a team and help each other. So yeah, we're kind of like going to war, it's just a few of us.
Yeah, you can ask
Yeah,
a question.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Coach, obviously we just talked a lot about the togetherness. How do you feel like that's going to help your team bounce back, and have you really seen that grown throughout the season?
Yeah, for sure. I agree with them. I think that's going to make or break our day on Friday. And, it's a little smaller meet than the last couple races that we've been in with, 14 teams. And so it's going to be a lot easier to find your teammates in this race than it has been in the last couple races. So I think that's going to be a big benefit. And if we're able to execute a good game plan and really help each other out and race side by side and push each other throughout the race, I think that's going to be a huge difference. And like Jenna said, the gap between, Sarah and our 2 through 5 needs to be a little, smaller than it's been. And then 2 through 5, you got to be able to throw a hat over those women. And I think if we do that, we're going to be happy with where we're at. And on the men's side, we've got a front four that I think are, can be, within probably 10, 15 seconds of each other. And if we can do that and get our front guy, well under 24 minutes, I think we're also going to be very happy about it. And then it's just going to be the challenge of where's our fifth runner and who's our fifth runner on the men's side, because that's been a revolving door this year. So, I'm looking forward to those guys. I think we've got 10 men and 9 women step into the starting line. And, on the men's side, you've got 6 men that any one of them could be our fifth man. And, we need a few of them to step up and have a good day. And I think that'll be a big deal for us on Friday.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you all for coming out. We will see you on Friday.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Guys.